I'm Mind, and this is set number 70608, Master Falls from the LEGO Ninjago Movie theme. This set contains 312 pieces, 4 minifigures, and originally retailed for $29.99 in the US when it first released back in 2017. This video is of course a part of my Ninjago throwback review series, so let me know in the comments which set you want to see a throwback review on next. It could be any set from 2011 to 2018, and while I don't have them all, I do have a lot of them. So let me know in the comments which set you want to see most, and I might just select it for the next Ninjago throwback review. If you want to see which reviews I've already done, I'll have a full playlist linked in the description below as well as in the pinned comment. But now, with all of that being said, let's get into this review. So here's the build of the Master Falls set, and this thing is absolutely awesome. I really like this build. It's pretty much taken directly from the LEGO Ninjago Movie, obviously simplified and downscaled to actually be a set, but this is the perfect kind of location build in my opinion, because a lot of the time location builds are like entirely made up for the sets. They might be loosely based off something from the Ninjago show, but it's like a very different interpretation. That is not the case at all here though. This is pretty much exactly how it is in the movie, and that's what I love about it. Also the fact that it's so cheap too, but they like really do a good job with their parts. Because it doesn't feel like an amazing deal for $30, it feels like about what a $30 set should be. But there's no like fluff in this set, like everything that's here needs to be here. And it all just turned out really fantastic. So starting at this side of the front, you have these stairs that lead you up to the bridge. At the top, 2 little candles as well as these like scorpions that mark the bridge, and those can actually be spun around, which is fun. I like the little bits of foliage growing out here, it's like nothing too crazy, but it adds some more life to the build. And then the bridge itself has such a cool design. They used the tank tread piece, but now in like nougat. And that's an amazing recolor for this set and a very creative new use of that part. Obviously though, the tank treads can't be stood on because they are Technic pieces, so there's no studs or anything. But the designers actually accounted for that. You get 2 of these blue Technic pins, which do look a little out of place when there's no minifigures on the bridge, but that's because that's where you're actually supposed to place the minifigures for display. So you put Garmadon on one, Wu on the other, and that allows you to like actually recreate the fight scene from the movie. And if you want to, you can remove those Technic pins entirely or move them around to a different spot on the bridge. It's simple, but it's very effective. This railing is quite cool too. Just like with the bridge, I like how rickety it is. There's a good bit of motion to it all, implying that like the bridge is not as sturdy as you might think. So that way it's also easy for a minifigure to accidentally fall over the railing. Underneath everything, there's a little body of water with some rocks in it, and again, I think this is everything it needs to be. The rocks do a good job to make everything look harsh. I like the variance in the water. You have like these trans blue pieces right here, as well as a trans light blue piece right here to represent like a little bit of a bubble, and another one over here. There's a larger rock structure in the middle, which actually helps to hold up the bridge, which is very smart. And it doesn't actually connect or anything, the bridge just sits on top of it. And then finally, you get to the other side of the bridge, which has a platform with a doorway that leads to who knows where. My favorite part here is definitely these pieces that are used for detailing. These are old microfigure pieces from the LEGO game sets, and honestly I'm kind of surprised to see those here. I did not think those were still in production in 2017, but I guess they were. They fit in so nicely, and it's entirely up to your interpretation like what those are meant to be. You could see those as little minifigure statues because that's what they are originally, or you could see this as just like a little bit of wear and tear on these pillars to make it look a little more run down. And either way, those parts fit in so well. You get a total of 3 here. We've got a tiny tree growing off the side of the building that connects on a mini ball joint, so you can move this like leaf section around. Then this branch extends out to another leaf, and it's not actually connected right there, but they look like they fit together. And that's on top of another one of my favorite parts about this set, the cage. This cage can very easily be removed, and it's similar to the cage that we actually see in the LEGO Ninjago movie. I don't believe it's exactly identical, but for a major part of that film, Garmadon's trapped in a cage like this, so it's very nice to get that in a set. Again, I love that synergy between the movie and the sets. I know it's a simple thing, but it is very appreciated. But yeah, this looks good, and if you open it up, there's room to fit a minifigure inside. You can fit Garmadon in standing up, but it's going to be a tight squeeze. However, if you remove his accessories and you sit him down, he fits in a lot easier. Lastly for this build, if we turn this around, there's a little bit more hidden away inside. We've got this tiny little cave section right here. It's got this big green vine hanging down, which is this giant whip piece. I haven't seen that in a few years, but it used to be somewhat common. And behind that, there's a skeleton, which technically counts as one of the minifigures in this set. He is just one of the standard LEGO skeletons. He uses the skull and arm pieces, but he comes with like a little blade to be like a knife or something to attack, and a printed map piece, which actually looks quite cool, because I think that's the Destiny's Bounty on it, right? Yeah, that's the Destiny's Bounty, that's the bridge right there, and there's the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon. I actually don't know if I ever realized this was an exclusive Ninjago part. That's a very appreciated extra detail. But yeah, this skeleton just hides away in here to, I guess, just sort of be a jump scare. And I think that's about all I have to show you for the build of the Master Falls set. I'll talk about it a little bit more at the end of this video, but of course, that's not everything in this set. So now let's take a look at the minifigures, and then I'll give you my overall thoughts on everything at the end of the video. Not counting the skeleton, here's the first minifigure in this set. It's the movie version of Kai, though, with his hairpiece instead of his mask. This figure is weirdly very common, like there's multiple Ninjago movie sets that come with Kai specifically with his hairpiece and no mask. And that's not really the case for the other ninja, they come like that in one set and then no other sets. So it's a bit weird to see. I do like how accessible Kai's hair was in this wave, but on the other hand, the mask definitely would have been nice to get, and would have been cool to have the option to swap between them. But that's a minor thing. Overall, it's just nice to have a Kai in this set, because he definitely wasn't necessary. They just could have included the other two minifigures in the set and would have been perfectly fine. And overall, I like movie Kai. He's not my favorite, but he's not my least favorite either. I think the leg print is by far the highlight of this figure. The little, like, red diamond detailing on the black pants actually looks fantastic. And then the torso's simple, but simple's kind of what it should be for the LEGO Ninjago movie. He uses the Skybound armor in Gunmetal Gray, which is a really great color for that part. I believe he's the only one in the movie ninja to use that, but then all the ninja went on to use it in SOG, so he was kind of ahead of the rest on that one. And it does look really nice in this minifigure. And then of course, with the LEGO Ninjago movie, this hairpiece and face print were all new for this minifigure. And of course, we get them lots today, but at the time, this was very exciting, and in my opinion was a huge upgrade over the original design. Some people don't like the new Kai hairpiece, but I think it has a ton of personality to it. I love that it's actually shaped like fire, and I think it fits Kai's like whole thing. He's trying to be cool, he's trying to be unique, and like, yes, it looks silly, but it looks silly in the best way possible. This was our second ever double-sided Kai face too, with our first one only coming earlier in 2017, so that was nice to get in a wide release set as well, and yeah, there's so much more personality here than his original face. I've always been a fan of the one bandage. I know some people don't like it, but I think it adds some nice personality to the character. And the alternate happy expression is great. It works well as both movie Kai and show Kai. There's a look at the back torso print. Again, nothing too special, very basic, but it fits Kai. So not a super hard to find minifigure or anything, but one that I'm happy is included in this set. But now, here are the other two minifigures in the set who are definitely a lot more exciting. We have Master Wu and we have Jungle Garmadon. Starting with Master Wu, his movie suit is by far one of the best Wu minifigures we've ever gotten, and that's in large part due to the skirt piece. It just brings a lot more dimension to this figure, the fact that the torso continues down into the legs like that, and just fits this character so perfectly. However, unlike the ninja, Wu actually wasn't redesigned for the movie. He still uses his original design, but for the first time ever, he got new face prints. Technically, he did have one face print change, but it was so minor previously. These were proper new expressions for him, which was super exciting, and this is one of the rarer ones, only coming in 2 sets. But yeah, if I take the happies off, you can see Wu's actually angry here, which is so great for him, while still maintaining that original design. And there's a look at the torso and leg print with the beard and skirt removed. And the torso is on the simpler side of things, it only uses 2 colors in the printing, but I think that's fine for Wu. He doesn't need to be super complex, and maybe like some folds on the sides would have been cool, but also it's Wu, it kind of makes sense that everything would be like perfect and pristine. I like the sandal printing of the bottom though, that's a very fun touch. Back torso print though might be my favorite part because it calls back to the original Wu figure from back in 2011. The LEGO Ninjago movie took very little from the original show and like original minifigures and everything, so it's actually quite cool to see a reference like this. But even outside of the reference, it just works as a standalone figure too. Yeah, this guy's awesome. I love this version of Wu. And then Jungle Garmadon is awesome. I love how crazy they went with the Garmadon designs for the movie. First off, the cloth piece that he has around the neck is really cool. It's got this sort of camouflage design with these dark green leaves on it. And 2-color cape pieces are something we see every now and then, but they're not super common. So that does make this figure feel extra premium. But then the design of the rest of this guy is so incredibly funny. He's shirtless, so he has a 12-pack going on here, which is absolutely ridiculous. And he's got these little gray hairs too all throughout, which is kind of gross, but admittedly it's a very good design. I love the subtlety of the brown shorts too, because they somewhat blend in with the black, which might be a bad thing on some minifigures, but on this one I think it works. And it's the same thing with the dark blue belt, like it's there, but it doesn't pop a ton. It keeps most of your attention to the chest area, which is obviously the most significant part of this figure. Face print too was really good, a huge improvement over the old Garmadon faces. Lots more personality there, and they ditched like the metallic face printing for solid gray, which just pops a lot more. I do prefer the happy movie Garmadon face to the angry one, but I'm just glad we got both in the wave. And I think it's quite creative how they flipped around the original Garmadon torso for this guy. That's a smart way to reuse an old part in a new way. Finally, there's a look at the back torso print, very simple, just some shoulder blades, that belt continues around the back. I think this guy's hilarious while also looking pretty awesome. He's everything I could want. These 2 minifigures are the absolute highlights of this set. So, overall, would I recommend this set? Honestly, yeah, I love this set. I loved it when it came out, and I still love it to this day. Looking at aftermarket prices, they're not too bad. It's like $40 new, which, like, yeah, that seems fair for this. It was $30 retail. But especially at the time, this was a fantastic set. I love location builds like like I much prefer location builds to like vehicles and stuff, but having a small location build that's also very good is really nice to see, because that's something we don't get too often, especially in Ninjago. Like, there was the Master of the Mountain one, but besides that, I'm struggling to think of one. A lot of the times it's just vehicles and dragons and stuff, which I love, but this is how a location build should be done. It looks amazing for display, just like having Jungle Garmadon fighting is awesome, that's what this set is for. But there's also a good bit of stuff for play, too. The set synergizes with the movie well, while also, like, standing on its own. This set's genuinely a great one, definitely one of my favorite Ninjago movie sets. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, let me know in the comments which set you want to see a throwback review on next, and go check out the full throwback reviews playlist to see more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.